So when I first got the track Transi for Common Man, at first it was like, wow, this is very, very different. I've not heard classical music like that before.
So the piece, the Transi for a Common Man, is basically inspired by a couple of things. The Transi, the funerary monuments for nobles and rich people and important clergy people in medieval Europe. And then also Copland's piece, Fanfare for the Common Man. So the idea is to take something that's normally meant for the rich and take it down for the common people, you know, the people you meet every day in your lives.
When I first heard the MIDI version of it, I immediately felt like somebody was being very personal to me. Because this is exactly what I would have felt if I read the story of my life at the end of my life. Which is, hey, look at all the stuff that you could have done but you couldn't.
The way I designed this piece was basically the pipa begins and ends this piece. It gives this idea of solitariness. And then in the middle, it's all the instruments in this kind of a very contrapunto, this texturally very complex form.
I immediately knew from day one, the idea is that you will see a lot of cacophony and dissonance that is purposely put there, but it's now my job to kind of make sense of it at the end.
Started out very scary, but became a very fun experience.
This is the first time that I'm writing for this combination of Chinese instruments with electronics, together with guitar and cello. I think that lack of familiarity with these instruments pushed me further to try and make sense of it in my own way. It made me make choices that I wouldn't have normally made. When I have trouble writing the next bar or whatever it is, I take a break. I listen to some different pieces of music from different periods, different styles, but only in bits and pieces, and then I see what kind of sounds I start to hear in my head after that. I think that exercise is really helpful because you have all these ingredients but you don't have the full picture and then you have to try and complete it yourself. That's a game I like to play.
The first time I listened to AI funk, I thought it was pretty cool. It doesn't have a tonal center. Most popular music has a tonal center, right? Most popular music is based either in the minor or major key. You have a really strong sense of where the music is going and how it kind of repeats itself. Like it departs from home and then comes back to home, right? So with atonal pieces like AI funk, you have a theme and then you move away from the theme and you're not sure where exactly you're going and you never really find out because, I mean, that's the nature of the piece. It's atonal. You don't have a home, right? And it just kind of just brings you on this whimsical journey to what is AI funk.
I see that it actually does relate to the idea of youth and futurism and how the future is quite boundless. And I think that coincides with my own perception of artificial intelligence with AI. So I wanted that to be part of my title as well, hence the title AI Funk.
You can hear my background in popular music, jazz, but when I'm writing a piece, generally I don't try to put the music in a box. With all the information that I have, I try to just create something that is cohesive. And if it turns out to be leaning towards a particular style or a particular genre, then okay, so be it. But generally, it's not something that I try to box the piece in.
I'm quite rebellious inside my heart. So I tend to translate that into music when I find that there's no good avenue to release that in the real world. Therefore, a lot of those emotions and those darkness and those kind of charging fierceness, those are more prominent in my music than in the way I behave as a human being.
I mean, we create art, right? We don't do it for the world. We don't do it for our mothers or fathers or sisters, brothers, girlfriends, wives, whatever. We do it for ourselves. You can call me selfish, but I'm doing it because I love doing it.
I feel like our generation, especially mine and the younger generations, we are very, very fortunate to be able to have technology to assist us in our creations. One day humans have to cohabitate and to exist, in peace with technology and with new trends of artificial intelligence and science and how much future holds.
Sometimes I'm in front of my computer and I just look for different sounds to see what kind of musical material I might inspire. I was experimenting with that and then very quickly I came across that metal clanging sound in the beginning. That sounds like the beginning of the song. Then I just went from there.
Back 50 years ago, you couldn't be doing this in what is basically your bedroom, right? So now we have people on laptops just making the craziest music ever, and I think that's going to be a game changer in the future.